Bonjour classe, bienvenue à partie 2 pour Français 1. This is part 2 for French 1, and we are on lesson 1B. Here we go. Okay, so if you watched the first video, go back and watch it if you didn't, but if you watched the first video, you know we left off with some numbers. Let's review our numbers real quick. Répétez ou say it with me, n'est-ce pas? Écoutez. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it's got the little whiskers and ears. Cat, meow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can count to 10. Let's count all the way up to 20. So take a look here. I have to move myself out of the way. I'm going to move myself up here. Let's move on now with 11, which is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Notice how these are similar to 1, 2, 3, right? We have un and we have onze. It has an N in it. We have deux and douze. They both start with the letter D. We have trois and we have treize. So they're very similar, but just a little different. Like in English, 1 and 11, 2 and 12, 3 and 13. Watch those patterns. You're going to see a lot of those patterns the more you learn French. All right, let's do this part again. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we see a very familiar pattern, just like in English, how we say 17, 18, 19. They kind of do it in reverse in French. They say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. Pronounced like this. 17, 18, 19, and the number for 20 is 20. Let's do our counting again. 0 to 20. I'm going to be moving around the whole time. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bravo! Vous pouvez compter avec les numéros. Super bien, classe. The next thing for this lesson is to talk about where we're from. So we've already learned how to say my name, je m'appelle, etc. Comment t'appelles-tu? Oui. Where are you from? Je suis de Saginaw. Tu es de Saginaw? Oui, je suis de Saginaw. Je suis means I am. De Saginaw means from Saginaw. Let's take a look at these little conversations down here. First, this guy is talking. We're talking to him. He's answering back. See how much of this you can understand. Tu es français? Non, je suis américain. Moi aussi, je suis américain. So let me just ask you this. Is he French or is he American? Now let's talk to this little girl over here. Bonjour mademoiselle, tu es française? Non, je suis américaine. Moi aussi, je suis américaine. Is she French or American? Notice how they say where they're from and how they say their nationality. Français means French. Américain means American. And do you see a difference between the boy and the girl? The boy says, je suis américain, but the girl says, je suis américaine. There's an E at the end. That's because, and this is going to be important moving forward forever and ever in French, the French always will differentiate between masculine and feminine. So masculine looks like this, français, américain, and feminine, what do you notice? Française, américaine. They add an E to make things feminine. Let's take a look at the next page, which has a whole bunch of different nationalities. So we have français, française. That's French. Anglais, anglaise. That's English or British. You can tell by the flag. Américain, américaine. That's American. And finally, Canadien, Canadienne. Canadian. Pretty easy to tell because these are cognates. They look very much like the English words that they represent. Notice that each of them has a masculine form and a feminine form. So if you're talking to someone and asking them where they're from, or they're saying where they're from, they're going to use the masculine or the feminine adjective form of the nationality as appropriate. So here's Jimmy. Je m'appelle Jimmy. Je suis américain. Et moi, je m'appelle Jasmine. Je suis américaine. Bonjour, monsieur. Tu es américain?
Non, je suis anglais. Je suis de Londres.
What nationality is this guy here? If you couldn't tell from his furry hat, he's British. He's English. And he says, Je suis anglais.
Je suis de Londres.
What city is he from in Great Britain? Take a guess. How about this little girl down here? Et toi? Tu es américaine? Oh, and I see a mistake on my flip chart. Class, I'm going to add it in. Mistakes were made. What should be here at the end of this word if I'm talking to a girl? There should be an E. Oops, I clicked on the wrong pen. Give me the right pen. I have to pick this one. I'm just clicking around on my board. You can't really see what I'm doing probably. American. There, I'm going to add the E. See that? Woo! Glad I caught that mistake before class. And then she says, Non, je suis anglaise aussi. Notice there's an E at the end. She's English, just like the monsieur right here. But since she's a girl, she adds an E. And it's pronounced a little differently, right? Je suis anglais. Je suis anglaise. Voici la différence. Super bien, class. Here are a few more people. What nationalities are they? Where do they come from? Moi, je suis canadienne. Je suis de Québec. Je m'appelle Sylvie.
Bonjour. Tu es canadien?
Oui, je suis canadienne. Je suis de Montréal. Je m'appelle Javier. Je m'appelle Madeleine. Je suis française. Je suis de Paris. Et toi? What would you say to introduce yourself and say where you're from? If it were me, I would say, Moi, je m'appelle Madame Moore. Je suis américaine. Je suis de Saginaw. What would you say? Give it a try. Okay, class, there we have our big lesson for now. Lessons 1A and 1B are taken care of. In class, we'll be doing some practice like this from the workbook. So be ready for that. These are the pages you should look for. And beyond that, you should be good to go. Can't wait to see you in class. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. Okay, I will see you next time. Au revoir. À bientôt. I'm queuing up my music to end this little program. Et à demain ou à la prochaine. Merci. Salut.